Okay, now we're ready to do the actual workshop. So you as the leader, you step onto the stage, you own the stage, you're confident, you're poised, not controlling, confident. All right, so now what do we want to do? Let's make this fun. You know, we've started out with the team having some conversations about, you know, the stress that they're under and what their personal needs are. We've popped that bubble, that's great. So now let's elevate the mood and get the people ready to have a little fun and help grow your company and help your clients and customers. So we're going to do this in a game-like fashion. I like to have a couple of bags of Hershey's Kisses with me when I do this, and every time somebody gets something right, they get a Hershey's Kiss. Tell them not to eat them, because at the end, the person with the most kisses wins some prize. You decide what works for you. You know, maybe it's a dinner out or a coupon for a massage or whatever. You figure out what works for you and the culture in your company. But we want to get this having fun. So as people are giving their answers, you know, we want great answers, cheering each other on, get that spirit of competition going, have a little silliness. You know, if somebody comes up with a crazy idea that maybe isn't going to work out, you know, do a crazy buzzer sound or something like that. Make it fun. And so then you lead them through the agenda. And one of the things that we really want to do is we want great ideas, but we also want to not keep people in a box, because one of the things that will help you most is allowing your people to be really creative. Sometimes the most harebrained ideas that I've ever gotten out of meetings like this are some of the most successful. So a lot of times people will say, oh, well, you know, we can't do that because we don't do things like that. Well, why not? Why don't you do things like that? Are there ideas that you've never considered before that maybe you should? Because a lot of times those are million-dollar ideas. Okay, so everything's on the table, get them going, and then start asking them to think about the questions that you have on your agenda. First of all, what are your buyers, your clients going through right now that you can help them with? It may not be something that is right for your product or service, because I will promise you one thing, in general, your clients and your buyers are not laying in bed at night unable to sleep because they're thinking about your product or service. I promise you that is just not true. They are thinking about things in three categories: money, risk, and time. So when you think about the avatar of your ideal buyer, what are they going through right now that's costing them money, putting them at risk, or costing them time? Also remember, while they may be making decisions intellectually from a business perspective, they're people first, and they make decisions as people. So let's say, you know, they're concerned about their business, but they're also concerned about their lives. You know, do they have children that they need to feed or pay for college? Are they wanting to retire and now not quite sure how that's going to happen? What are the things that are affecting them at a human level? And so you say, well, yeah, but my company can't do anything about that. Really? You can't? Are you sure? I am not saying that you immediately become an expert in something that is completely out of range for your business. I am saying, though, that you have the ability to help them probably in a way that you've never thought of. I'll give you an example. A client who is a high-end photographer was looking for a way to get people who could afford their very expensive, some would think, photography services, and how they could also support other businesses. So one of the things that they did is they reached out to a Mercedes dealership and they said, you know, we're a high-end photography business. We would like to help you with your business. Not, hey, would you please send me people who buy your Mercedes because they have money to buy my services, but how can we help you? And so what they offered to them was every time you sell a Mercedes, send your buyer to us, give them a very nice coupon, send them to us. We will take their picture and we will, you know, have them driving or next to their beautiful new Mercedes, and we will give you a copy of it to hang on your wall. So when people come in to buy from you, they will see these beautiful professional pictures that have your buyers so happy with their brand new Mercedes. And what did that do for the photography company? It gave them a group of people who had the financial resources to buy their high-end photography services, but they did it by giving to the Mercedes dealership first, right? So what are some of the things like that that you could be doing that, you know, they're not typically your customer, your client, you don't necessarily have a relationship with them? How can you create a relationship with them to give them support, provide them services, help them with their buyers, and ultimately help you? Okay, so what are some of those creative things that you could be doing? Or are there resources that maybe your ideal buyers need a resource that you actually have a connection to? Can you make that connection for them? I realize that in the moment, this may not add to your bottom line. It may, and obviously if you can make that connection, absolutely do that. But when someone feels supported by you, when they're ready to buy, are they going to buy from the guy down the street who didn't help them out, or are they going to buy from you? So workshop this with your team. What are your clients facing right now, and are there things that you can be doing, your company can be doing, to help them out? I am certain that there are. I've never had a situation where I haven't been able to find something. Second, what are some of the problems that your clients may have? Let's say they're not having it right now, but as we look down the future, as the seasons change or the business climate changes, what are some of the things they may need help with? Again, if you can offer them your product or service, absolutely. You're in business to make money. But if you can offer them support until you get to that, you know, maybe a couple of steps down the road until you get to that, what can you be doing? How can you be solving these problems? Also, reach out to your buyers with useful support or information. Now, again, I'm not saying become an expert on something that you really shouldn't be pretending to be an expert on. There's enough of that going on. But is there something, you know, a short video, 2 or 3 minute video you can send them with resources that would be useful to them, or suggestions for how maybe you've learned something through this video series of how you can help them? Share that with them. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is we want to turn some attention to your team in your company. You've heard from them some of the things that they're going through in the beginning of this workshop. What are some of the things that they would like that would help them be more successful? Support each other. You know, we talked about 88% of people say that connection with their coworkers is vitally important. Are there some projects they could partner on remotely or, you know, in person? Are there things that they could do together, create resources, create little game nights, whatever it could be? Partner them, or maybe put together some small groups. Have them workshop this. The more they have control over what is happening in their life, their stress will be reduced. They'll be more engaged with your company, which has a whole host of benefits for you. And it keeps them willing to show up energetically, not just for a paycheck. So help them figure out ways that they can solve problems for each other. And the benefit for the company and for you as a leader is, one, you've established yourself and regained your influence as a leader. And two, you get them helping you so that you're not doing it all alone, because it's very stressful for you as well. Okay, so when you wrap up this event, you want to make sure you know who's on the teams, who's partnered with whom, what are the next steps, what are the deadlines, all of the things that you know how to do. But take a look at the next slide and it will help you keep all of that organized. All right, I've been using strategies like this one for almost 30 years. It helps to engage teams, helps to keep them going. I know you can do this. I absolutely do. And we've got your back.